All right, friends, so we're coming to the final few stages of the car. I didn't film the previous step, which was to completely panel wipe the car down. So basically what you saw is my development panel wipe. What I've done is I went around the car, the glass, everything basic. So everything that has been touched with polish, a compound, anything like that. So anything that could have potential oil residue left has been panel wiped, which of course has been the whole car. So now it's ready. Now what I noticed when I was doing the panel wipe on the glass, it's very, very sticky. So what we're going to do before we move into the paint is we're going to do a glass treatment. So again, Glass Plus, you know just how good of a formula it is, especially with the maintenance. It can last you upwards of 6 months, 12 months. It really depends how anal you are about glass care. But if you are using your wipers as they should and not dry wiping like a lot of people do, and you're using drying aids after every time you wash, it's almost an indefinite solution to glass care. Now the fact that I've polished the glass, so I got rid of all the water spots, I've then IPA'd it, it's very sticky, so the towel was literally just bunching up on the final wipe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to film the first layer, but what I'm going to do over the next 24 hours is do a dual coat of this. So I'm going to put it on, wipe it off, I'm going to wait 24 hours and I'm going to do another coat, because the first coat of Glass Plus on fresh, polished, porous glass is going to really sink in, so it's going to give me that really nice primer layer. Now the second coat is literally there as a sacrificial layer. It's not necessary, but I want to, and I just love watching the hydrophobics on the glass. So as always, you give any any product really, but especially protective products, a good shake. This is a fresh bottle. It feels heavy. Right, now if it seems like I'm going thick with it, that's because I am. Because as I said, this is literally just going to absorb into the glass really well. Now this is where our custom block applicators really come into their own. Because of the shape, they literally go right up to the corner, which means no point of glass is getting kind of missed out. So even though I went heavy, look, I am struggling. I can't even get to the middle of the windscreen. You know, in the normal circumstances, a heavy pass will probably do the whole windscreen, but because literally, as I said, it's a wet sponge analogy, it's literally soaking everything up. It's flashing super quick as well, due to the temperatures outside. Now I've found that when you have something like we are now, a bit more of a porous surface, even though I even it out in straight lines, I like to go in circles as well afterwards. And it just helps to push it into the pores. Almost like a wax you can't apply in a straight line, but you know when you apply it in circles, you can just see kind of evens a lot better. That's because you're kind of like warming the product and moving it in a whole different direction almost. There we go, see? At this point, there is no uneven coats. So lines, circles, lines again, but I definitely hit the line kind of trick. It will change your perception of Glass Plus. Can you hear that noise? It's just, ooh. This glass is as naked as it'll ever be. In fact, it's probably even more naked than when it first got manufactured from factory. And that's because literally I have removed every imperfection known to man. And because I use microfiber, so the microfiber polishing pad, it kind of went into the divots. And the divots being the pores, so it kind of really exfoliated the glass. So it's sweet. So I'm letting the Glass Plus sit as long as possible. Let it really, really bed in. I've done testing on this, honestly, it's sick. I've done testing where I've applied it like you've just seen me apply it. and I've just left it in this state overnight in here. I came back. You've called me filming again.
What?
You've called me filming again. I'm going to make you famous. I might not edit this part out, you know. So before I was rudely interrupted by a customer, I'm only kidding. Actually, get this. This is how small the world is. This certain customer who you heard walk in, he has just picked up his 1152 package amongst other things. But if you heard his accent, he's from Northern Ireland. So the world is that small that he knows the people I served with when I was in Northern Ireland. So how cool is that? So yeah, he's also ex-military. So yeah, ex-military support and ex-military. Awesome. So as I was saying, in terms of the testing that I did, I could leave this on right now in a fairly controlled environment, which this is. Obviously there's no wind or kind of sun or rain. I left it once like this overnight. I came back and I just wiped it off exactly the same. It was just, this product is truly beautiful. It's not a coating, which is where I think the beauty of this product is, because with coatings, it's very, I'm not going to say it's difficult because it's not, but you know, if you're a novice, which kind of requires a little bit more knowledge, prep, and how is the coating reacting. I mean, there are very, very easy coatings out there. I will agree, just before somebody tells me this in the comments. There are coatings that react like this. However, with most coatings, whether it be paint or glass, you have to still have control conditions. Whereas with this, you can apply it outside, inside, and you'll still get beautiful results. I can't wait to show you the next episode because we're going to be opening up a little bit of a development thing. This car is going to be a true tapestry of different protection. And when I mean a tapestry, it's going to be a lot of different surfaces are going to be protected. Well, a lot of different panels is the better word for it, are going to be protected with all the different things that we're testing in the paste wax category. So I'm going to, as I go along, I'm going to literally note it down, so like the roof's going to have A, B, C, you know, so all the different panels are going to be protected with different products, but they're going to be all maintained the same, which is where I think the constant is going to happen, because the biggest thing is when you're testing multiple things at the same time on two different vehicles, one vehicle may not get driven as much, whereas the other one might. It may be driven in different weathers. So almost the test bed, which is this GTI Lupo, if I was doing it on another car at the same time, it will give you two different results. So this is why we always have a minimum of 2, maybe even 3 cars at the same time with the same things on. And that way kind of will show you the most true available picture that you can possibly get. So yeah, it's going to get maintained the same. It's going to have the same drying aid system on it. At least then we'll be able to tell what's good and what's not. So some of the things that are going to go on this car will last 1 wash, some a month, 2 months, 3 months, some 6 months. The headlights are going to get our normal gloss enhancing coating. If you remember the GLC video, it was a gloss retention coating. That gained a lot of interest actually from that video. Even to this day, people are now asking, how far are you with it? What's the release date? Which obviously, a long way off. Yeah, so with this, we're going to put the kind of this, what a coating normally does is add gloss. on the headlights, so that will be interesting. It's on the front of the car. It's, especially during winter times, the lights are going to be on it all the time, which means, well, the headlight's going to be on, so it's going to heat up. It's going to be battered with UV. It's going to be battered with salt, water, obviously pre-washers, because the front clip of the car usually is in the summer where flies get really kind of hit on, so you're going to use more citrus. In winter you're going to use more foam and citrus. So it'll be interesting to see the durability of that as well. So like I said at the very beginning of this series, I'm going to try and include even more detail, almost to a point where include even more kind of boring stuff, which I don't think any of it's boring. Some people will, but hopefully I've lived up to that now. I've tried to include as much of the raw content, apart from when I'm drinking my coffees, as possible. Maybe on the next car, I include even more. I don't know how much more I can include. But yeah, I hope, obviously, the main thing I'm always kind of conscious about is I hope this series has benefited somebody, even if it's just one person. If this summer you're going to be doing a full correction on your car in your lovely little garage or big garage or whatever you may have, then yeah, it's perfect. And the beauty I find that I don't do anything pre-recorded, which might be the most obvious thing to some people. I literally point and shoot. The production value comes in what comes out the mouth, rather than how many filters I can use to make a video seem more appealing to a certain kind of generation of people. I try and pump more value than I do the pretty bits, but the pretty bits will eventually come. As I said, we are, in fact, a little update for you. We've just been on the phone. Well, I lie. I haven't been on the phone. We've just received an email, but we were on the phone yesterday to our solicitors. And the news is that our new lease, technically official, is going to be, well, we've signed the lease, but the exchange of keys, which is the most important bit, the exchange of keys is happening on the 17th of June. 17th seems to be quite a lucky number for many reasons for us here, personally and in business. So hopefully when we do, what I was going to say about the pretty bits is hopefully when we move to our new place and we reorganize ourselves, get some more staff and actually start to build the future in the new location, and start to actually really put our roots down, maybe the pretty bits will come faster than I think, you know, when I'm constantly investing in new camera equipment. Hopefully your side of the screen, if you do have a nice screen, that is, of course, it always helps, rather having a TV set from the 1990s. But if you do have a half decent display, this video is coming out to you in true 4K resolution. I try and do in fact all my videos, the last 50 videos I believe, are now all in 4K. They take an absolute age to upload, render. I've got enough 256 gig memory cards to buy a house with now. I have invested quite a lot in that. I'm always into new cameras, but eventually I want to go down like the really big camera setups, which are very expensive, as you can imagine. But that time is coming. Constant investment, like I always say proudly still to this day, for every pound we make, we put £1.50 back in. So I live on the edge, but you only have one life. So why not try and, this is my philosophy anyway. Some people obviously like to play it safe, and that's fine with me. You do you. But my philosophy is, you've got one life, make the best go of it. So every pound, £1.50 back into the company. So it's a pride thing for me, you know, as you can probably tell. I mention it quite often, but I think it's a good thing. That's where the innovation happens. You have to invest back into things, whether it's into the company or into your health or your body, whatever it may be that itches your itch. But I think the Glass Plus on the windscreen is good to go. I'll show you. I've went and had my lunch, so I did the driver's side, the passenger side about 45 minutes ago. So you will see, so it's 22 degrees now at the minute in the UK, so the ambient temperature is quite hot. I'm always out of breath for some reason because I'm hustling around this car like a madman. But you will see, so it's really on here now, should be, yeah, it's really dry. So let's move this onto here. Boom. So like I keep banging on about, Glass Plus was designed to work hand in hand with the glass. Heavy alcohol-based cleaners. Again, they'll wipe this off no problem, but you're already, so currently the Glass Plus, it's at its most vulnerable state. The solvents haven't had the chance to gas off overnight. Obviously you've put no toppers on, stuff like that. So right now in the unwiped state, it's like, you know, a newborn baby, very easy to attack it. I mean, to remove it still will take a little, like a full 100% removal will still take a little bit of effort, but still not as much effort as what I've gone to here in terms of polishing and stuff like that. So to use basically a neat or very strong IPA solution right now would be stupid, because you've just wasted all this time going around the car to then almost effectively knock 40% off it. So this is why this system is quite important, because this is one of the most mild yet strong glass cleaners that you can have, because there are some key additives in here that will help you in the cleaning of the usual kind of dirt and debris that you find on the inside and outside of the screen, but not the typical kind of strong smelling alcohol glass cleaners that almost get you drunk on the smell. So as you can see, the glass cleaner is beading. It's very strange to find a cleaner beading on a surface, but you can just see how hydrophobic that is. I've got two paint towels here. First paint towel, by the way, I'm just going to pre-prime that a bit. So the first paint towel, just in my head now, imagine I'm cleaning glass. I'm not even removing Glass Plus. So I just clean it. As you can see, it breaks it up a bit, but there's still a barrier of haze on there. And then you take your secondary paint towel, boom. Easy peasy. Now the slickness, so obviously you didn't see me wipe the glass with IPA prior, but sticky, horrible, tacky. Obviously that's exactly where I want it to be, but it wasn't like the feeling that I'm getting now, so it's very nice. And the trick is with this system, like I keep saying, is use the correct amount of YumGlass. I see some people saying, well, I only use one spray per windscreen, and you're technically just wiping the glass sealant almost dry, like a dry wipe. Whereas if you saw me, I didn't overuse it. It was just starting to bead off. But you want enough raw material onto the glass to break up the first part of the formula, which is the YumGlass Plus. There we go. Done and done. Couldn't be any easier. So, I'm going to follow you. Well, you're going to follow me around the car while I remove all the other stuff. Now, as always, maintenance on this is going to be done via the detail spray, and every so often, if I did give this a stronger wash, I will more than likely use the the 50/50 ceramic trick that you saw me use on the wash and chat. So that's basically the protective drying aid. After this, obviously we're going to do the development protective product episode on this. I'm going to denib the tires and protect and moisturize the rubbers, and then that'll be the end of the series almost. And off camera, I'm just going to clean the interior glass, give it a quick hoover and stuff like that, just to spec it up. And I've got I've messaged one of my guys. I'm just awaiting confirmation on the availability. He is coming in and he will be doing a full tint out, hopefully, if his availability is not ridiculous, but he should be doing a full tint out of the GTI. The reason is the rear windows, obviously, because this is an older car. This window is slightly factory tinted, and of course this window isn't. It's just a bit too open. You know, when you're driving and you've got too much air going in or too much sunlight. So I just want a fresh tint. Somebody's clearly tinted the rear windows. Aftermarket, they've done a bad job at it. It's horrible. So I'm going to get him to rip the rear out as well and just redo it. So hopefully he should be here in the next couple of days. I'm hoping. I'm waiting on his message back, and I think the car should be done. It looks sick. I'm not really doing anything major to it prior to the new unit, but obviously in the new unit, depending on what the setup's like, I'm going to hopefully start maybe modifying the car as and when. Please, I'm not yet sure. I'm so torn. A lot of people telling me, don't do it, or you've got to do it this way. I don't listen to those people. I'm going to do it my way. But obviously, I'm just trying to learn the Lupo world. There is not as many parts available for this, and it's got a stupid stud pattern, and aftermarket parts are, especially in this current climate, quite hard to come by, or you've got a massive lead time on them. So I'm going to assess the situation in the new place and obviously see where we go from there. All right, so the last final piece of glass on the car. Oh, beautiful. The next episode is literally where I thrive. I've been waiting. You do over a week's worth of work to do the one final piece of the puzzle, to where really that's where, you know, I mean, obviously the prep work's very, very important, but in terms of the general maintenance of the car, 99% of what will happen in this car's life is what happens in the next episodes. Obviously, like the wash and protection side of it. So yeah, excited to see how it works, because like I said, I yet do not know the durability. I know what I'm expecting, but again, it could be a total failure. But there's only one way to find out if it's good or not, is to go and try it. So with the guy coming in to do the tints, obviously I am aware that we've got to be very careful to try and not rip the heat bars or the thermal strips, or whatever they're called in the correct language, you know what I mean. Because it depends what type of film is on before this to see the adhesion levels. But if we have to remove the whole thing, then so be it. It's just this tint is not very good. It was done by Stevie Wonder probably 10 years ago. It's not, I mean, in terms of the transparency, it's all right. I can still see through the back, but I want it completely gone, like black. I like my rears, so rear glass and the two rear quarters to be completely blacked out. And then the fronts, we will go for probably just the one level up, maybe two levels up. Nothing crazy, but I do like tints, not only for privacy, but UV. I mean, that's what tinting was initially designed for. UVA, UVB protection against dashboard kind of damage and leathers and stuff like that. But obviously now it's done for the fashion statement. I do it for both. I just like the way it looks. I like a bit more privacy as well when I'm driving. But I think it'll look good. Boom, there we go, slickness. So, plan for this is I'm gonna wait 24 hours. Well, I'm not timing the 24 hours. Basically, this time tomorrow, it's currently about 1:30 in the afternoon. So, in and around tomorrow, you know, midday onwards, I am going to reapply off camera a secondary layer of Glass Plus all the way around the car again, wipe it off as normal, and then on the first wash, I am going to apply our detail spray drying aid over the whole car, making sure to include it on the glass. And that way, I'm just going to, from that point on, keep feeding the glass, make it slick, and yeah, just continue for the maintenance of the glass. That way, it's super easy. It will never see another water spot in its life, obviously, because it's owned by us now, so it's good. They were very unsightly, but now it looks so much better. So yeah, guys, I will see you very soon on one of the final 2 episodes. I'll speak soon.